I really enjoyed Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender, and the biggest compliment I can give it is that this movie does not spend the whole time begging you to clap because you recognize somebody. It brings back Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, Zuko, Appa, and Momo, but gives them a new story instead of trapping them inside the old one. Before I get into it, like and follow if you're into movie reviews where we actually say what we think. The movie takes place after the Hundred-Year War, with Team Avatar helping build Republic City as a home for benders and non-benders from every nation. Aang is still carrying the weight of being the last airbender, and while collecting air nomad relics, he is attacked by a non-bender group called the Denied. They steal a map connected to Avatar Sonam, an ancient avatar who had a staff capable of giving people airbending. That idea is what makes the movie work. The staff is not just another magical weapon. For Aang, it is the chance to undo the destruction of his culture. He could bring airbenders back, stop being the last one, and finally fix the tragedy he has blamed himself for since he ran away as a child. The movie understands that Aang's grief did not disappear just because the original show ended happily. He tells Katara that if he dies, his culture dies with him. She reminds him that Republic City exists because of his values, but you can tell that answer still does not heal him. He sees every nation building a future while his own people exist only in ruins and memories. Then Aang discovers Taga, an ancient airbender frozen for thousands of years. At first, Taga feels like everything Aang has been missing. He knows the old traditions and can show Aang forms of airbending he has never seen. When the two combine their bending and lift the team into the sky, you can see how much it means to Aang to finally learn besides someone from his own culture. But Taga is also the warning at the center of the movie. He carries the same grief as Aang, except he has allowed it to become hatred. He does not just want to restore air nomad culture, he wants to create an air empire strong enough to dominate every other nation. Aang wants his people back because he misses them. Taga wants them back because he believes power is the only thing that can keep them safe. That difference gives the story something real to say. Real talk, this could have been a very lazy nostalgia movie. Bringing Team Avatar back is already enough to sell tickets, and they could have spent the entire runtime recycling famous jokes and moments from the show. There are familiar touches. Sokka is still inventing ridiculous machines. Toph is still roasting everybody. Zuko is still trying to lead with honor. And the cabbage merchant still cannot catch a break. But most of that feels like seasoning instead of the entire meal. I also love the art style. Everything looks modern, clean, and sleek. Republic City feels alive. The airships look great. And the bending is fast and powerful. Immortal Storm has real scale, while the Lion Turtle Islands and Sonam's Temple give the movie beautiful imagery. But I would be lying if I said I did not miss the old 2D animation. The original series had a handmade warmth to it. The painted backgrounds, expressive faces, and little imperfections gave that world a personality this smoother style cannot replace. This movie looks impressive, but sometimes almost too polished. I admire the visuals, even when I did not feel the same texture I felt in the show. The script keeps returning to one strong question. What does it actually mean to preserve a culture? Taga believes culture survives through power, bloodline, and control. Aang realizes it survives through values, memory, teaching, and the choices people make. That is why the final decision works. Aang gets the staff and finally has the power to create new airbenders. But that power begins corrupting him. Taga wants him to use it, destroy his enemies, and build the future they both dreamed about. Instead, Aang breaks the staff. That could have been frustrating because we know how badly he wants his people back. But bringing the air nomads back by betraying everything they stood for would not truly restore them. It would only create another nation built on fear and violence. The ending follows through on that idea. Aang begins preserving the culture through new air acolytes, teaching people the traditions and values of the air nomads, even if they cannot bend. Then the discovery of surviving sky bison adds hope without magically erasing everything that was lost. The story evolves instead of resetting the world just to make fans comfortable. My biggest issue is that some of the comedy feels forced. The repeated jokes about how attractive Taga is go on too long, and a few spirit world scenes try too hard to be random. I also wish the Denied had been explored more. Their anger toward a world where benders hold most of the power is interesting, but many of them end up feeling like followers waiting for Taga to give them what they want. Still, I had a really good time with this movie. It respects the original characters, keeps their personalities recognizable, and moves their world forward. It is not perfect, and I still prefer the warmth of the old animation, but this feels like a real continuation instead of an expensive reunion special. So yeah, for me, Avatar Aang. The Last Airbender is a solid 7 out of 10, not because seeing Team Avatar again automatically makes it good, but because the movie understands that honoring the past does not mean living inside it, and he has to choose between recreating what he lost and protecting what his people stood for, and that is the right story to tell. Let me know what you thought. Did the modern animation work for you, or do you still prefer the original 2D style? And like and follow for more movie reviews where we actually say what we think.